So, UFC 304 is taking place this weekend, and the main event is the most aesthetic man in the universe, Leon Edwards, versus Belal Remembered the Decision Muhammad, the most entertaining fighters in the welterweight division. All jokes aside, a lot of people are saying this fight is gonna be boring, just because Belal and Leon are decision fighters, but I can actually see it being quite entertaining, especially if Belal pushes forward and doesn't cower away like Kobe did. And their first fight was actually pretty good, there were a lot of things happening in that fight. Anyways, enough yapping, let's get into the actual breakdown. So Leon Edwards is good at a lot of things, the guy is quite well rounded, but obviously his biggest weapon is his striking. He's extremely technical, the guy throws every punch and kick according to the textbook. He is also very good at not telegraphing his attacks and also at setting up certain attacks. The best example of that is of course that iconic head kick that knocked out Usman. Leon had been throwing kicks to the body the whole fight, but then he switched it up and threw a 1-2 with a head kick behind it and knocked Usman out cold. He also has very good feints, which he is able to utilize in order to put pressure on his opponents. It makes it so his opponents constantly have to worry about something. I think a big reason for why Kobe wasn't able to put pressure on Leon was because of his feints. We also saw something similar in the first fight with Belal. It was actually Belal that was fighting on the back foot and not Leon. And you might think Leon only has good striking, but the guy is very solid grappling too. He was able to stuff a lot of Usman's takedowns, and he was also able to take down Usman in their first fight. And because Leon is so well rounded, he almost has zero weaknesses. The only weakness I can really think of is his chin, I guess. The guy got rocked badly by Nate Diaz, which isn't the best look to be honest. But you also have to factor in that the punch landed clean on Leon's chin and from a perfect angle. Now, Belal is a master when it comes to the wet blanketing strategy. He might be the inventor to be honest. All jokes aside, the guy is very good wrestling and he's often able to counter good strikers with his grappling. An example of this is in his fight against Wonderboy. Belal also has solid boxing. I mean, it isn't the greatest, but it's very effective. He isn't much of a power puncher though, so he's more of a volume striker that likes to put pressure on his opponents in order to get the takedowns. Belal also has very good cardio combined with a solid chin, took clean shots from Sean Brady in their fight, and he also has no problems going 5 rounds. Now, Belal does have some pretty obvious weaknesses. The first one is that he stands very wide and lead leg heavy. This makes him very open for leg kicks. I think Sean Brady was landing every single leg kick he threw in their fight. The second weakness is that sometimes he's very open. The guy often drops his left hand down to his chest whenever he throws his right hand. This makes him very open for counters on his left side, and it doesn't help that he doesn't move his head that much. Now, let's go over the win conditions for each fighter. I'll start with Leon. Leon is simply gonna want to keep this fight standing. The guy is better than Belal in every aspect when it comes to the stand-up. He's also gonna want to fight from long range where he can utilize his kicks and also stay away from Belal's takedowns. I'm also pretty sure that Leon has a pretty big reach advantage, which of course is gonna do him a lot of favors. I also want to see him chopping that leg of Belal the entire fight, and at the same time set up that head kick, which he was actually able to land in their first fight. Leon is also gonna want to use a lot of feints in order to keep Belal passive and even put him on the back foot. Because if Belal fights Leon while backing up, he's literally gonna have zero things to offer Leon on the feet. Belal on the other hand is gonna want to take this fight to the ground. As I explained earlier, he doesn't have much for Leon on the feet. Belal is also gonna want to keep a high pace because he has very good cardio, and Leon does slow down as the rounds go by. And if Leon starts to gas, he's gonna be less dangerous on the feet, and he's also gonna have a harder time to defend the takedowns of Belal. And to win this fight, Belal is gonna need to put pressure on Leon Edwards, because if he doesn't, Leon is gonna make this into a very technical kickboxing match where Belal is definitely gonna lose. Now, after all that said, I will be going with Leon Edwards. This is gonna be the 4th time in a row where he fights the same type of fighter. First he fought Usman, a wrestler with good boxing, then he fought Usman again, then he fought Kobe, a wrestler with good boxing, and now he's gonna fight Belal, a wrestler with good boxing. The guy's gonna have 4 training camps in a row where he has prepared for the exact same style. We also saw how well he performed against that style. Fair enough, in the second fight against Usman, he was losing the majority of that fight, but that fight was also at elevation, so Leon was gassing. In the third fight, however, where there wasn't any elevation, he absolutely schooled Usman. He showed that he's very good at fighting on the back foot and at the same time defend Usman's takedowns. so his past fights show that he does very well against Belal's style. I would even say that Usman is more dangerous than Belal, because Usman actually has a lot of power in his hands. And you also have to factor in their first fight where Leon had Belal on the back foot and was landing some clean shots. He even hurt Belal badly with a head kick, and if it wasn't for Leon eye-poking Belal, I think he definitely would have won that fight. I think Leon is gonna keep this fight standing and just outpoint Belal. He's gonna be kicking that leg and pump out those feints, which is gonna do a good job at keeping Belal at long range. And even if Belal pressures him and keeps a high pace, we know that Leon doesn't have any problems when it comes to fighting on the back foot. He also has very good takedown defense, and even if Belal gets him to the ground, Leon is good enough on the ground to not get submitted and avoid getting hit with something significant. He also has longer reach than Belal, so therefore I'm gonna pick Leon Edwards by eye poke. Maybe I shouldn't joke about that, because it might actually happen again. I'm gonna pick him by decision because I think the fight is gonna play out similar to the third Usman fight. Leon can still knock him out with a counter though, because Belal is there to be hit. But Leon is more of a volume striker, and if you go off his record, he usually gets it done by decision. Anyways, check out my last video I posted. It's about the whole Strickland-Whitaker situation. I also plan to post a Tom Aspinall vs Curtis Blades breakdown and main card predictions, so turn on notifications so you don't miss that. But that said, thanks for watching, leave a like, subscribe, and comment who you think is gonna win. And don't forget to share this to someone who thinks Belal is gonna win. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.